Wow, what a day today has been, hasn't it? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cherry Channel, where today we are going to be going over everything related to Nintendo Switch 2 that was revealed in today's Nintendo Direct and later put up on the Nintendo website. I know a lot of places have done this already. A lot of people have gotten this out quicker than I have. But I wanted to make one of these anyway because I want to really showcase every little thing that was announced or revealed, whether it be in the direct or on Nintendo's website, as you see here at the top of my screen. First, we're going to go over the direct. I am going to go ahead and put this in. Let's go ahead and put this in 1.5 speed. We're just going to sort of skim through the whole thing and just sort of talk about it, and then we'll move on to stuff on the Nintendo website and talk about stuff like release dates, when you can buy it, how to buy it, registering for the ability to purchase Nintendo Switch 2, because that's something they're doing this time around, but we'll get to that when the time comes. So, let's start off with our hour and 2 minute long direct. And real quick, can I just say, I think this might be one of the quickest turnarounds I think, or rather, I think this has been the most amount of Nintendo Directs we've gotten in such a short amount of time. Remember, we had one last week, the March 27th Direct, which was really the last one for Nintendo Switch 1. We've had this one now, and then we're going to have another one in about 2-ish weeks for the new Mario Kart, because they talk about the new Mario Kart. Anyway, so, put in 2 times speed. So, let's start off with the big thing, Mario Kart.
Let's go!
This Mario Kart is Mario Kart World, as it says right here, Mario Kart World. Uh, this Mario Kart, you will be going through a bunch of different cracks, and it's essentially all in one. Um, do I have subtitles?
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Yes, you can drive basically everywhere. In this Mario Kart, part of the gimmick is that not only will you be doing your laps around the track, as seen here, but you will also be driving, I should say, from track to track. So as we see here, we start with Mario Bros. Circuit, and then you actually drive down to Crown City, and then to Whistletop Summit, and then you end at DK Spaceport. I love that. That is awesome. I think that that's really such a unique idea for Mario Kart, and it's really bringing Mario Kart into the next evolution. As we can see here, Nintendo has added a ton of characters, and some that are just you've got your normals. You got Baby Daisy, Bowser Jr., Baby Mario, but then you have ones like the Dry Fish and the Cataquack, and these aren't the only ones. Right here, as you can see, I believe that's the Parabuddy. A lot of Mario enemies are now racers, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, as you all know, especially with Nintendo Switch 1, Mario Kart is a system seller. People will buy a Nintendo Switch literally just for Mario Kart. And the big thing also now, 24 racers. And also, now there are costume changes when you drive through certain item boxes. You will get to change your costume, as seen here. A lot of them are from Mario Kart Tour, but I think it's cool that they're able to reuse those models. Here's some other characters. Here's the Parabuddy. Here's Waluigi, a crab, Bee from Mario Galaxy, Nabbit. And these cards are really unique. I really like them. Uh, Carjin Chuck, Lakitu. And then also, you get to do a ton of cool stuff. You can drive on walls, as seen there. You can fly and glide like not you not flying glide. You can swim. Well, not swim. Be on a boat. Be on a snowmobile. It shows a snowmobile. Uh, and it's really awesome. It's sort of like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. You know how when Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed, you had you had the boat, you had the plane, you had the car. It's basically like this. There's the snowmobile. And I think that's really awesome. It's a way to Here's DK Spaceport. There's DK Pass. DK Spaceport, it's like a mechanized version of Donkey Kong, the arcade game. But anyway, I think what they do with the carts is really cool. That's our gimmick for this time. I think it's a nice successor to the anti-gravity mechanic and the gliders and all that. I'll miss the gliders, but I like this a lot more. So there's Mario Kart. Mario Kart is awesome. Mario Kart's a system seller. Launch Title 2. That is awesome. And here is the third direct I was and here's the third direct I was talking about, April 17th. So within a month, three directs, two were back to back for the week, and then here's this one about 2 weeks later, 15 days later. Uh, awesome. Great. Love it. Here is the C button. What does the C button do? Many people were wondering, what does the C button do? Well, as is shown here, it brings up voice chat. Now, many of you modern gamers, this is basically Discord. This is basically Discord integrated into Nintendo Switch 2 right out the box. Which means we'll probably never get Nintendo account linking with actual Discord. Like how you can link your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Steam, your Twitch. You can link a bunch of stuff to your normal Discord account. Now, a lot of people are wondering, well, why not just do Discord? For me, I think the reason why they are not doing Discord integration and instead doing game chat, as they call it, is two reasons. One, or there's a couple reasons. One, it allows Nintendo to sort of keep a close knit sort of ecosystem, like the Nintendo Switch Online app. That works with your Nintendo Switch and your Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Another reason um, is for what is my most likely guess is for the younger crowd, the younger kids who maybe, if you don't know, to use Discord, you have to be at least 13 years of age. I imagine the reason why Nintendo did something like that is so that way, younger players can still talk to their friends without needing to use a social media app. And it also gives a bit of peace of mind for the parents so that way you don't have to deal with any bad actors. Because, there's a lot of bad people online, especially on a place like Discord. Discord, for as good as it is, it also sometimes has some not so good parts of it. But as you can see here, this is basically just the Discord chat overlay. I think it's great that they have it built in. It's got a microphone built in, which I didn't even see that originally when they did the reveal. How good the mic is, I don't know. Nintendo says here. Now, I don't know why it's in French. Let's see if I can change the subtitles. English auto-generated. So, Nintendo, it's showing here there's a guy blending smoothies in the back. And Nintendo's saying, like, it'll be able to recognize your voice even when. Okay, good. Start recording. Nintendo is still able to, not Nintendo, the console is still able to hear your voice even when there's stuff going on in the background. So, how good is the mic? I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see when launch day comes out. As you can also see here, new Pro Control. There are some new accessories, which I will go over the whole accessory debacle later. But there is a new Pro Controller. I'll discuss more of that later. How good is anyway, back to the mic. The mic must be pretty good. If, like, for example, see this guy's got a switch here. He's on his couch. Granted, he's leaning forward a little bit, but the mic must be good if it can pick you up if the switch is here and you're all the way there. I think that's cool. But now, something that many people have seen, and I have a little bit of a gripe with, is you see there on the bottom when they're doing the screen sharing. Discord also has screen sharing. Which, by the way, I think just a lot of people nowadays will just be using Discord to talk to your friends. When I play Mario Party with my friends, I use Discord to play with them. I hop in a voice chat. We have a grand old time. I end up laughing my butt off and having belly laughs. Um, I'll instead of 1.5 speed, I'll put it down to 1.7, 0.75. So you can see here, sort of, bottom is a little laggy. I don't know if maybe that's just because Nintendo thinks you won't really be focusing on that as much, so they could maybe make it a little laggier and a little bit more slowed down because you'll be focusing on your race. For example, uh, Nick's here. I imagine that's Nick's playing. I'm using their name. I imagine Nick's here is playing, so he'll be focused on his screen. Pat's focused on their screen, Lava's on theirs, Faye's on theirs. So I imagine Nintendo doesn't want you looking at as much, but I do sort of wish it was a little bit smoother. But time will tell. So there's Nintendo Switch, uh, game chat and share. You can share your screen and all that. That is fun. That is cool. I realized we never talked before. Actually, back to Mario Kart. I skipped over it. Mario Kart World. Nope. Okay. Let's go back a little bit because I forgot to talk about Mario Kart World. So we've talked about Grand Prix. You know, you do your laps, then you drive to the next track. That's awesome. Next, let's talk about one of my personal favorite modes that got me really hyped when I saw it, Knockout Tour. I love knockout type elimination rounds and matches in games. Um, so basically, if you've never played something like a knockout tour before, what you have to do is you're on a set amount of tracks. Here's there are four. And what you have to do is you have to be in a certain spot um, in order to progress. For example, if you've played Fall Guys, you know that you have to meet sort of a quota threshold of the amount of people who have to pass in order to move on. If you get to the finish line of that Fall Guys minigame and you get in, you pass, you win, great, you're permitted entry to the next round. If you don't, you get knocked out. That's basically what this is, just for a comparison. Also, as you can see up here in the corner, double items are back from Double Dash and 8 Deluxe. So this person's at 5th, they'll easily make it through because they're 8th or better. However, this person is in 11th. And since you have to be in 8th, you weren't in the top 8, you get eliminated. So that is how Knockout works. Very cool. I love Knockout. I love Knockout type games. Free roam. You're able to drive anywhere. You're also able to grind on rails. So this is also going along with how we saw earlier in the trailer how you're able to hop on walls, which is really cool. I like grinding on the rails. This will mean that there will be I hope, some wonderful track design. Like you get to drive anywhere and take photos. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, so we've been at game chat. Also, sorry if this is all over the place. I don't really have this scripted. I'm just sort of going as I go. So we talked about game chat, game share. That's cool. Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Um, again, people are using Discord on their phones or on their laptops or whatever. You probably have a webcam that you use to show your face. However, I think this is really cool because this has sort of like a built-in green screen effect. It's awesome. You know, it's a camera. How good will the camera be? I don't know. Maybe good, maybe bad, because it's a USB-C type camera. Awesome. Play together anytime, anywhere. This camera will be available same day as Switch 2. It uses the top USB-C port. This top USB-C port, I imagine, will be very will be utilized for a lot of accessories. And I like that there's two USB-C ports. A Nintendo Switch online membership will be required to use Game Chat, but you will have an open access period that ends March of 2026. March 31st, I believe, is the end of the normal fiscal year, I think. Or at least it's when a fiscal quarter ends. March 31st. That's why so many things say, like Super Mario Bros. 35 and Super Mario 3D All-Star said, available only until March 31st, 2020. But they're going to give you Game Chat open access period to use for free from Nintendo Switch 2's release date, which they show later. So that'll be cool. It's like how when Nintendo Switch Online first came out, they were originally supposed to launch in 2017. They delayed it to 2018, but they said, hey, everything will be, free to use until we start charging. Awesome. Uh, the whole Switch 2 game chat also works with parental controls, so you can grant permission to your kid to watch it. I doubt any parents are watching this video, but this is something cool and helps keep your child safe. Next, game share. Basically, what game share allows you to do is, say you have a game like here shown, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, and you want to play with a friend who doesn't. What you can do is basically share your game with them. If you remember the DS era and download play, this is basically download play back again. And as it's shown here, it is not limited specifically to Nintendo Switch 2. This is available on the current generation of Switch. The normal Switch, Switch Lite, which I think is awesome because a lot of people aren't going to necessarily upgrade right away. You know, kids might not get it till Christmas. People in their paycheck schedules, they might not be able to get it till later in the year. So it's very good that Nintendo is still continuing to support their previous generation of consoles with stuff to, sort of help tide people over. So Game Share, that's awesome. It's coming to select titles, which is awesome. It just is a software update, nothing hardware, so it's based strictly on your software. So Mario Odyssey will get its first update in like 4 years. So, what's next? What's next? Oh, Game Share is also planned for select Nintendo Switch 2 games. Awesome. Next, let's talk about the screen specs. This was where my hype was really starting to come up earlier. So, what is different? First of all, the screen is 1.7 inches bigger. Awesome. Almost 8 inches. For comparison, the normal Switch is 6.2 inches. My iPhone that I have, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it is basically just as big as the screen on the normal Switch. So 7.9 inches will be a big deal. I'm going to basically round up to 8, and it's the same thickness, which is great. HD display. Yes, the screen on the handheld is no longer a measly 720p. We have 1080p handheld mode, but that's not all. Smooth gameplay, up to 120 FPS. Now, granted, a lot of people are going to be playing at normal 60. As it shows here, smoother frame rates will mean smoother gameplay experience. Awesome. This is something that's been available on the new end of consoles, the PS5, Xbox Series, and also high-end PCs, which is great. It's nice to see Nintendo catching up. LCD with HDR support. I'm going to be honest. This might be a bit of a hot take. A lot of people were saying it should have been OLED. No, I prefer the LCD specifically because my OLED screen, I don't know what it is, it collects so much like dust from the air. I don't get it. I don't like it, which is why I like LCD more. Awesome. LCD with HDR. Perfect. HDR stands for high dynamic range. That basically means, you'll get brighter brights, darker darks. Awesome. Joy-Con 2 are attaching magnetically. Great. Nintendo says that they're very, hard to pull off unless you press the button. We'll see how long that lasts, because I don't know if many of you remember on the original Switch, eventually got to points where, if your Joy-Con were loose enough, you could just pull them up without pressing the eject button. Bigger SLSR buttons. Great. I don't know who's playing with the Joy-Con sideways, though. I'll be for real. I don't know who's doing it. Mouse controls using Joy-Con 2. This is big. This opens up the door to so many things. One, this will mean that any shooters that come to the console, games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, which Nintendo's supposedly working with Ubisoft about, or Activision, whoever it is. No, not Ubisoft, Activision. That'll mean it'll be the closest to keyboard and mouse controllers on PC without being on PC. Awesome. Great. This could also mean some other things. Maybe one thing that a lot of people are talking about, Mario Paint. Back in the day on the Super Nintendo, Mario Paint would ship with the Super Nintendo mouse. Super Nintendo mouse. This was bundled with Mario Paint, so that way you could have a smoother experience while doing your stuff in the game. This is great. I love it. Could this mean a new Mario Paint? Maybe. I think that's awesome. 3D audio. This has 3D audio now. 3D audio is awesome. It basically allows 3D audio, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. It allows the audio to come at you from all sides, really getting you more immersed in the action. Kickstand. This kickstand really extends low. And there's also 2 USB-C ports. This also means not only can you charge from the bottom, but now you can also charge from the top. And also means you can use your accessories in tabletop. But the big thing is charging via having your Switch in tabletop mode. I don't use tabletop mode too often, because if I want to play my Switch stationary, I want it hooked up to the TV. But now if you want to play it in tabletop mode, you can have your charger and charge while you play instead of the charger just being on the bottom. Great. Love it. Giving the consumer options. Larger and faster storage. This was when I was really into it. 256 gigabytes. I joked with some friends on Discord. Nintendo's now finally reached 2011 because the PS3 had 250 gigabytes of internal storage. This has 256. Awesome. Great. I love it. It means more storage on board. Maybe in 10 years, Nintendo will finally get to 500 gigabytes like the PS4 did in 2013. The dock now can output 4K. Yes, we're moving into 4K. It's like a dream come true. It's got a fan in it to help with better cooling, as it says here. Plays compatible Nintendo Switch games. I know it says compatible. Really, the only things that won't be compatible is stuff like Nintendo Labo and Ring Fit Adventure, because those require specific peripherals. But honestly, who's playing with Labo anymore anyway? And Ring Fit Adventure, they'll probably just make, a bigger Ring-Con strap that you put around your leg that will allow for the fitting of Switch 2 accessories. Nintendo Switch games are supported. Great. Backwards compatibility is great. It's why I love my PS5, because it's also a souped up PS4. This Nintendo Switch 2 will be a souped up Nintendo Switch for many people for its first couple of months. And it says it on later, but Nintendo Switch games will receive performance boosts. Here is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Now this one I was a little iffy about. When it was first shown, I was thinking, oh cool. This is basically the Nintendo version of Astro's Playroom from the PlayStation 5. The built-in the built-in tech demo game that was not only a game that you could play, but also was here to show you, hey, here's everything that you can expect from your DualSense controller and your PS5 for the next couple years. And that was a packing game. That was awesome. People loved it. However, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, as not only being like a whole system overview, there's one little issue, and it's this thing right here. Paid digital only game. Why would you make your tech demo paid? That's why people weren't a big fan of 1-2 Switch. 1-2 Switch was a tech demo that was $60, like 50, 60 bucks. And people played it once and put it down. Wii Sports. Why was Wii Sports so popular? Not just because it was a good game. It was a free pack-in title that came with every Wii. So that way, from right out of the box, you can see what Wii has to offer. Grandma could experience what Wii has to offer. Grandma is probably better at bowling than you, and she could probably still smoke you now in a round of Wii bowling. Your dad could feel what it's like to swing the Wii remote like a golf club, like he was out on the nines on a bright summer day, sipping, I don't know, tequila, whatever dads do on the golf course. But you know what I'm saying, right? One of the reasons why it was so popular was because it was a free pack-in title. Nintendo Land was a free pack-in title, if you bought the Wii U Deluxe set. And that was cool. I wouldn't even mind if Nintendo gave you a physical copy of the game that was bundled in, or if it came as a download code available in the box. I feel like that would have been fine as it not being pre-installed. But it is paid. This thing better be like 20 bucks, 10 bucks max. If it's any more, it's not going to be good. So, neat. Whatever. Nintendo Switch 2 game cards. They're the same shape, but they're red. What will the red taste like? Will the red taste like cherry? Will it just taste like gross or plastic? Who knows? Micro SD cards. It only accepts micro SD Express cards, which kinda sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Meaning you can't use your old Nintendo Switch SD cards. What the flip? That's another thing you have to buy. But I'm going to give them, the benefit of the doubt here. It's a new system. It's a lot faster than the previous Switch. Maybe the micro SD cards just maybe bottlenecked a little bit. I don't know. I don't know too much about the whole inner workings of that stuff. You can system transfer over your data. Great, love it. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, like we saw the guy in the Mario Party trailer, or not the Mario Party, in the Game Chat trailer. This has the C button. It's now got a GR and GL button on the back, or as I like to call the GL button, the Yuri button, because GL is girls' love, like how BL is boys' love for yeah. But I digress. Cool. Programmable back paddles is awesome. So if you need maybe a quick switch to something in a game, maybe switch inventory slots in Minecraft, switch some in Pokemon Legends, could be cool. Can't wait to see what people use it for. I like the black body with the white tips. Great. Audio jack for headphones, meaning maybe when you talk to people now on Nintendo Switch using Game Chat, maybe you can use a pair of headphones you plug in. Could be cool. As the developer stuff, Nintendo Switch 2 release date, June 5th. Now, I'm going to have to gloat a little bit. I called this. I was talking with some friends, once again, on the lovely Discord, and I said the Nintendo Switch 2 will be released either before June or before July. And I know it's a little bit vague because I didn't give a specific release date, but June 5th is before July, baby. I called it. I called it. I called it, man. I called it. I called a few things in this trailer. I'm going to be honest. I was given the gift of foresight, but that's enough to my own horn. June 5th, perfect. Perfect for the summertime. You know, people will be out of school. People will be, sort of off of work a little bit, meaning people will be able to enjoy the Nintendo Switch 2 to the fullest. Great. Love it. And also, June 5th means that E3 is right around the corner. So, well, I say E3. E3 time is right around the corner. And, they don't really do E3 anymore, but they still sort of do their own shows. I imagine there will be a June Nintendo Direct that'll say, "Hey, we've just launched Nintendo Switch 2. Here's what you can look forward to for the rest of the year and going a little bit into 2026." I think that'll be great. It's a good release timing. They did this they released the original Switch back in March. Awesome. I think it's a good time frame. Oh, God, there's spoilers on the side. There's spoilers on the side. I don't want that. So he's saying there are 3 types of games. There are your normal Nintendo Switch 2 games. Awesome. Your new stuff for the new system. That is great. That's awesome. That's cool. We love Nintendo Switch 2 games. Compatible Nintendo Switch games. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Mario Wonder, Pikmin 4, Zelda, Kirby, Xenoblade, Zelda, Mario Strikers. No one's playing that. That game's bad. And also, if you look up here, Yoshi's Woolly World. They haven't revealed Woolly World yet. So, what could that be? Could it be Yoshi's Woolly World? It will. It is. So, Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. Now, you may be wondering, Cherry Berry, the wonderful Cherry, what is a Nintendo Switch 2 edition game? Well, I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. And in fact, I'm going to let the wonderful people over Nintendo explain what a Nintendo Switch 2 edition
and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario.
Yes, like PlayStation has done, like many other consoles have done. When the new console came out, a lot of developers made upgraded ports of their previous games and released them on the new system as PS5 version. For example, Sonic Frontiers on PS4 and PS5. A lot of these games came out when the PS5 was still hard to find. So, in order to compensate, a lot of companies said, hey, if you buy the PS4 version of this game, I'm using PlayStation as an example. Say you bought Spider-Man Miles Morales in November of 2020 because it came out for PS4 and PS5 because PS5s were so hard to find. They said, hey, we know it's hard to find a PS5 right now. What we'll do is we'll let you buy the game, and then when you get your PS5, you can upgrade to the PS5 version of this game for no cost. And then they started charging for upgrades. And then sometimes they don't even offer upgrades. Like The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered. One, why does it exist when we already had Last of Us Remastered on PS4 and you could just play that? But you had to rebuy Last of Us Part 1 if they wouldn't give you an upgrade. So, Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are souped-up ports, sometimes with a little additional content. Like Super Mario Party has Jamboree TV.
Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
See, mouse control,
audio recognition,
audio stuff for your voice.
more expressive rumble,
Is this a new minigame? This might be a new minigame.
and gameplay that uses a camera accessory.
Gameplay that uses a camera. I can't wait. I saw this meme earlier online that was like someone showing me a full picture of my house after I steal all their stars at chance time. Dude, Mario Kart and Mario Party with the Switch 2 camera and voice chat is going to be so toxic, but I am so here for it for all the funny clips we're going to get, dude.
all of which can be accessed on Switch 2.
Wow! It's like you're in the game.
Is activities. You'll be able to see each
Great.
Bowser will bring you on stage 2.
Bowser TV.
Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide in our scenes using mouse. You're up while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the
And then
coaster.
this carnival coaster is just a little extra mini game.
There's the can of spray paint and quickly tag object. How the built-in microphone. Mouse Jamboree TV.
So, as you can see, some of these games might come with a little additional updates, maybe some like light DLC. But of course, only purchase the upgrade pack if you feel like it'll be worth it. For example, if you really want Jamboree TV, get the upgrade pack for Super Mario Party Jamboree, or buy the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This upgrade pack's only available if you bought the original Mario Party Jamboree, which I did, because I like to play with my girlfriend and her friends. So I will be able to get this for a reduced cost. I think it's like 10 to 20 bucks, as I read on the website, which we'll see later. However, if you do not own Mario Party Jamboree currently, you will be able to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 version and get all that in one. Purchase an upgrade pack, great. They also do this with other games, as shown here. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You get enhanced resolution and frame rates, HDR, and you get the Zelda Notes app for part of your Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app, which they are now just renaming the Nintendo Switch app. You're not going to need to download anything new. In late May of 2025, before the Switch 2 launches, they'll just send out an update. You update your app, and you will get the Nintendo Switch app instead of Nintendo Switch Online. So what are Zelda Notes? Zelda Notes are, it's like a way for you to track stuff in your games. Like, for example, here, find a Korok. You will get voice guidance telling you where to go. Cool. You can also share your creations in Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild, in Tears of the Kingdom via a QR code. So, do you have a really cool motorbike you want to share with someone? You can do that. Do you have an automaton you want to share? Do it. No one's stopping you. It'll be awesome. And you can just download them and do them yourself. Now, this one I'm the most excited for, because this comes with a full-fledged DLC campaign, Starcross Worlds, for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I love Kirby and the Forgotten Land. If you haven't played Kirby and the Forgotten Land, please play it either right now or when this comes out. There's a meteorite that falls to the sky. It starts crystallizing everything, and it's up to Kirby to, find out what's going on. There's some new powers, like this little springy power, which I don't think was in the base game. Awesome. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, as you've just seen. This is going to be basically the Switch 2's Breath of the Wild. Remember, Breath of the Wild launched in 2017, but since it was also a Wii U title, well, originally being developed as a Wii U title before it shifted, they said, damn, we got to release this on the Wii U. So they released it on the Wii U. They're also doing this with Metroid Prime 4. I feel like Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA are going to be the two big cross-gen titles, meaning if you're still stuck with an original Switch for a while, you'll be fine. But you get mouse controls for shooters, which is awesome, like I said. Which is really one of the big reasons why people love mouse controls, because it allows you to be super accurate. Quality mode 4K 60 or performance 1080p 120. In handheld mode, quality mode will be set to 1080p 60. Handheld mode, performance mode will be 720 120. I don't mind 720p. I think 720p is still fine, but just take that into account. Pokemon Legends ZA says scheduled to launch later this year. Was even a Nintendo Switch 2 version, but a Switch 2 edition as well. I don't know what the difference is between a Switch 2 version and Switch 2 edition. But this is going to allow you to play this game at like super high resolution, which is awesome. As you can see here, look how much more detailed this is, since this is Switch 2 edition. It's going to be peak. It's peak. It's peak. Will there be more? As it says here, there'll be physical and digital versions, so you can buy a physical Switch 2 version of Kirby, Zelda, etc. My main wonder, though, is will they do this for more games? Will they do this for stuff like Mario Odyssey, Smash Brothers? Will they do this, not for Mario Kart 8, will they do it for, hopefully, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Because as good as Scarlet and Violet are, they are really held back by their performance issues, which sucks. If you have if you have the Nintendo Switch version, You can get the Switch 2 upgrade pack. Awesome. What's this? Oh, this is the game that is meant to utilize the uh, the mouse function of Nintendo Switch 2. It's kind of like how ARMS did it with holding the Joy-Con sideways or up and down, and like what the Switch did. This is basically Robo Basketball. How about that? Drag and drive. Or drag and drive. It's like Rocket League, but what if instead of cars, you were on wheels, in chairs, wheelchairs? Honestly, looks fun. I feel bad though for people's tables because they're going to be people like they're going to be scooting it forward like a broom. Can't wait to see all the scuffed up tables. So that's cool. Next up, third party, hitting it big. With Elden Ring, one of the biggest games of 2022 of the last 5 years. Elden Ring 2. Or not Elden Ring 2, that's Night Ring. It is coming to Nintendo Switch. Hello, Bay. There's my wife, guys. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, coming 2025. I imagine this will probably have Shadow of the Erdtree DLC that they tried to pass off as a winner for Game of the Year, by the way. Come on, they really had to nominate a DLC. Greg Kasavin from Supergiant, Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch. Awesome. Capcom, Street Fighter 6. This is a graphically intensive game coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I love one thing that you'll see throughout this direct is that they give a lot of third parties really time to shine. And I think that's awesome. We all know Nintendo's going to be bringing banger first party games. But one thing that can also help truly define a console success is the third party offerings. That's why the PS2 was so popular. Not only was it a DVD player, not only did it have great Sony games, but it also had wonderful stuff from publishing partners such as Square Enix continuing on their Final Fantasy exclusivity from 7, 8, and 9 on the PS1 to Final Fantasy X and X-2, my two personal favorite Final Fantasies that I actually need to finish. I haven't finished them yet, but I like them more than 7. Square had Final Fantasy, Atlas had Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Square also had Kingdom Hearts on PS2. But it supports a lot of the Switch 2 features, which is awesome. Motion controls. I can't wait to see people looking like absolute lunatics, shaking their Joy-Cons around. That'll be awesome. There will also be a Years 1 and 2 Fighter Edition, giving you DLC from Years 1 and 2 of Street Fighter. Also, this is cool, Amiibo. There will be Street Fighter 6 Amiibo. And this opens the floodgates, meaning for Nintendo Switch 2 games in the future, maybe that aren't by Nintendo, maybe they'll get their own Amiibo. Maybe the next Sonic game will get Amiibo. Maybe, Sonic will get Amiibo. Final Fantasy will get Amiibo. And speaking of Sonic, there'll be something to pull up later, too, related to them, regarding Sega games. Next up, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what this was at first. I saw it was Arsenal, and then at the end, I knew it was Daemon X Machina. Who else remembers Daemon X Machina? Not me. I don't remember Daemon X Machina. But cool. You do you. Haze Light. Awesome. Real quick, because I was talking about Sonic earlier, Sega put out a message earlier saying 5 exciting titles confirmed so far for Nintendo Switch 2. One of them hasn't been talked about yet. Raiden Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, Sonic X Shadow Generations, 2 Point Museum, and there will also be an upgraded version of Puyo Puyo Tetris, called Puyo Puyo 2S. What is that? Fifth and final Sega game that I listed at the start that I did not mention? You'll see it soon. Split Fiction. I have not played it. Looks cool though. EA Sports. Who cares? It's Madden. And Football Club. Who cares? Hogwarts Legacy. Sure. Great. It had a Switch 1 port. I don't think that port was too good. Tony Hawk. Awesome. IO Interactive. Giving us Hitman. That's awesome. Glad for all those Hitman fans. One of the big ones. Project 007. I don't know if many of you new gen gamers will remember. Back on the N64, GoldenEye 007 was the king of couch co-op first-person shooter multiplayers on a Nintendo console. It was great. People loved it. I have not played it, but I've heard great things. Good job. I'm glad to see that they're
James,
back.
the world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Awesome. Square Enix. I was like, oh my god, what is this? This is the hit 3DS title, Bravely Default. As Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Available Switch 2 launch day. Awesome. This is related to that fifth and final Sega game I did not mention. Because what is coming but Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Awesome, dude. Yakuza series of games. I've been meaning to play them, but I've seen the clips online. They are, I don't even know what's going on. They're like funny, beat 'em up games. Great, awesome. Yakuza. Koei Tecmo. We're getting another Hyrule Warriors. I don't mind it. I'm just wondering, I'm surprised they're doing another one.
Vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call
Trailer play.
the imprisoning wall.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then
Yes. The prequel to this will be the prequel to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
that must mean this really is the past.
And I believe also you're playing this through Zelda's perspective and what she witnessed during Link's whole time. Great. Love it. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
I literally just said that. Thank you, buddy. Nintendo Switch Online, baby.
Online on Switch 2.
Nintendo Switch Online will be used on
And with
Switch 2?
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2.
What's it gonna be?
Please take a look at this.
Will it be? That's right, baby. The greatest Nintendo console of all time. There is no debate. The Nintendo GameCube. I love the GameCube so much. It is arguably my favorite system of all time. GameCube games are finally on Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. And all I'm going to say is this expansion pack finally has some worth to it now. Game Boy Advance games were about to teeter me off the edge. But now that we have GameCube games, this thing's so worth it now. So worth it. So for the $50 a year, not only do you get the normal stuff, you get NES, SNES, Game Boy Advance, N64, Sega Genesis, DLC and expansion packs. Because if you have NSO, the expansion packs that you have to purchase for Switch 1 games are free. You get GameCube games now.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library.
They've also changed the name from Nintendo Switch Online to Nintendo Classics, which I love more. It's a lot less of a handful to say Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics than Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Switch Online. Or originally, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online. GameCube is here. We love GameCube in this house.
Exclusive to
If you don't like
Nintendo
GameCube, you can get out!
Switch
I'm
2,
just kidding, like-
Nintendo GameCube, The Legend
What
of
do we start
Zelda.
with? Wind Waker. I hope this doesn't deconfirm ports of Wind Waker HD. Because I prefer Wind Waker HD, but the original Wind Waker is still good. Hopefully this means they'll still port Wind Waker HD. God, I hope so. I hope so. But when
The
we
game
get
that looks like
Wind
a cartoon come to life, fail on an adventure, transcending history
Soul
and more.
Calibur 2. I love that they're showing some third-party stuff here.
A tale of souls and swords eternally recorded.
And you may be wondering, why are they showing off Soul Calibur 2? Because Link's in it. Link is in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2. However, we must ask the big question. Will we get the GameCube version of NBA Jam Street that has Mario, Peach, and Luigi balling with LeBron James? Dear God, please let it happen. That would be awesome.
Soul Calibur 2, 1,000 kilometers per hour,
F-Zero GX.
30 machines.
Nintendo's not going to give us a new one. At least they're bringing
We'll put it all in customization,
and also, I think
death-defying.
this will be a good test, because I'm sure Nintendo will see the metrics of how many people played it. If a lot of people play it, maybe this will mean a new F-Zero game. So if you want a new F-Zero game, play F-Zero
Racing.
GX.
Games that
Online play.
enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each
Okay, games coming soon.
More titles will be added in.
Mario Sunshine. I find it very funny that they're giving us this, considering they gave us Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I mean, granted, you can't purchase it directly from Nintendo now. You can purchase it secondhand, but still very funny. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This is a very expensive GameCube game, like $600.
In the future.
Mario Strikers, great. Chibi Robo, super expensive. Luigi's Mansion, great. Pokemon XD and Pokemon Coliseum. These games have not seen re-releases in years. Years for XD Gale of Darkness. You know, we're approaching 20 years old for Gale of Darkness, I think. I think it was released in like 2005. But a lot of these are super expensive GameCube games, meaning now you don't have to hunt out a copy for a GameCube. You can just play it on NSO. I'm hoping they add stuff like Smash Brothers Melee. Speaking of Smash Brothers, they need to add Smash 64 to the N64 lineup. But I'm hoping they bring over stuff like Smash Brothers. Maybe the Sonic Adventure games. Maybe Sonic Heroes if Sega can figure something out with Renderware, because that's owned by EA. And I think if you want to port stuff with Renderware, you have to get the license. That's why Persona 3 Portable was ported and not Persona 3 Fest, other than the remake. Because Renderware, you have to buy a license for again, and I imagine companies don't want to go through that hassle. Pokemon Coliseum. Then also, available same day as Switch 2, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is, of course, they've done this once, twice, 3 times before. You're getting a replica controller of the GameCube controller for your Nintendo Switch. Do not confuse this with the sort of like Switch Pro controller thing that's in the shape of a GameCube controller. Don't confuse those together, because these have the analog triggers and only one shoulder button with the Z button. And you may be wondering, why is this exclusive for Switch 2? I imagine it's because they need the power for it to run all these GameCube games. It's got a C button at the top so you can enjoy chat. Oh, I just noticed there's a ZL button right over here, but the main button is still Z. And there's home and capture and sync and stuff. So, still though, just be wary. Remember, these you can only get online as a My Nintendo member, compared to something like the GameCube shaped Pro controllers that they sell in like Target and Best Buy. Be wary. So when you go to purchase, just remember to double check. Make sure you're getting the right thing. Make sure you're getting it from the My Nintendo store so you can get this. Because I don't want you all to be playing GameCube games without analog triggers. Analog triggers are great. Wind Waker, awesome. Everything else still playable on Switch 2. Awesome, great. I'm glad they're not alienating the audience. And now, who's up next? Oh, my goat. I'm just going to let this trailer play out, and I'll meet you all back here in like 2 minutes. Oh my god, Deltarune 3 and 4 available June 5th, Nintendo Switch 2 launch day. Of course, it's also available on all the other consoles. Toby Fox sent out in a newsletter, you will be able to transfer over your save data to the full game, because now this will be treated as the full game, meaning though you will have to pay $25 for it, I think. unless you already bought it. I don't know how that's going to work. He hasn't explained it yet. I think we might have to buy it again anyway, but we'll keep our save data. I don't know, but $25. All the later chapters will be free, so it's about $6 a chapter. But dude, can we talk about how raw not only this is, dude, in a fucking rock band? Excuse my swearing, but this is awesome. I'm on the wall. Chapter 1 is waiting. Chapter 2. Chapter 3. I love how Chris runs here. Oh my god. They're all waiting. Deltarune is waiting. Oh my god. Dude. I'm a grown man. And I cry. So beautiful. Deltarune is waiting. Those 3 words are just raw as hell. So tough. And look at their poses. They are stanced up. Oh my god, dude. Chris with the sword in hand. Susie with the axe. Deltarune. Available on Nintendo Switch 2 launch day.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox.
And then Randy Pitchford.
On Nintendo
Borderlands 4. Who cares?
We're
Civ
releasing
7.
Civ 7
Who plays
within
Civ 7?
Civ 10 for today.
2K. Great. Whatever this is.
Next stop.
By the way, if you're watching the stream live, this frame right here was where the whole stream froze for like 5 minutes. It was very funny.
I think that's everything.
Survival Kids.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks
Enter
from
the
Dodgeball.
Gungeon. If you've ever customized your cars in Balasho, you've seen the guy. You've seen the guy in this.
Favorite elements to return.
Speaking of indie games, I hope Culture of the Lamb runs well on Nintendo Switch 2.
We're still working on the game. We're excited to share more with you in the future.
Awesome. It's fun. This game. Cool. Star Seeker.
Breakthrough at first time.
Cyberpunk.
Nice.
Cyberpunk. Awesome.
On the go.
Big game. I just hope it doesn't have the issues it had at launch.
Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate. こんにちは。
Square Enix.
スクエアエニックスの浜口です。
Oh, this is one of the other biggest announcements.
任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを
You heard the man right. FF7 Remake Intergrade coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Oh my god. If they're porting this, then this Switch 2 is definitely at least power level of a PS4 Pro. Oh my god. Because FF7 Remake is a demanding game. Even on, PS4, it was a little demanding. You need a pretty beefy PC to run it well if you're playing on computer. I just can't believe it, dude. This is what it feels like. This is what it felt like back in the day when Cloud got added to Smash Brothers. It was like you were thinking like, is it really happening?
発売いたします。
FF7 Remake.
本作はミッドガル脱出ま
Yes,
で
first game in the trilogy. If you remember last year, we had FF7 Rebirth.
を描いた3部作シリーズスイッチ2で
Right? Indie games. No, this is indie games. This is third-party games. Goddess. I played the demo of this on Steam. This game is fun. I like it. Play it if you like sort of games are based around like sort of like Japan and Japanese myth. And this, dude, and this was the one that made me scream at the top of my lungs at like 9:40 in the morning. Like 9:50 rather. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Guys, this means something. This means something to people. Okay? To understand, we really have not seen a single bit of gameplay since the reveal back in February of 2019. But here it is. Hollow Knight Silk Song confirmed to come out this year. Dude, it's like, oh my god. The Hollow Knight is real. Deltarune tomorrow turned into Deltarune today. It's just lovely. Now I gotta actually go and finish Hollow Knight. So that way I can enjoy Silk Song when it comes out. Bye. Still recording? Yeah. Sorry for checking that so often. I just need to. Silk Song. Starseed, Grand Bazaar. Who cares? Wild Hearts. S. Witch Book. And there it was. Puyo Puyo 2S. So, a little enhanced version of Puyo Puyo Pet 2. Fruit Factory, Zone Zavazuma, Marvel Invasion, and they revealed that last direct. Star Wars Outlaws, cool. Illuminati's Ambition, this is like Pokemon Conquest. Fast Fusion, Shadow Labyrinth, a weird Pac-Man game. Let me get this again. Raito Remastered, Soulless Army, love it. No Sleep 4, Kaname Date from Eye of the Somnium Files. My God, Kaname Date. Reanimal. Fortnite. Maybe now Fortnite on Nintendo Switch 2 will actually run at more than 2 FPS. Archives 2, Professor Layton, Human Fall Flat. Wonderful, wonderful games. Well, whoops.
We've shown a lot of games so far.
By the way, dude, I love you. Had a tailor for this suit, man. It is baggy as heck. And what is up with that shirt? This game.
My to a night of dust.
FromSoft. This is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. This is basically Bloodborne 2. And the name of this game is called Dustblood. The Dustblood, sorry. 2026, only on Switch.
Hidetaka Miyazaki will share more details about the game, so please check out publishing it.
And then, another one of the hypest moments from the Direct. I was looking at this and I was thinking, I saw a star, I was like, is this like Mario? Maybe Mario 64 remake? A new 3D Mario? I was thinking, yeah, that's Mario. It's gotta be Mario. And then I saw him and I'm like, oh my god, it's Kirby. I was thinking, new Kirby game already? So I was watching this, I was thinking, there's no way we're already getting a new Kirby game. I mean, yeah, Forgotten Land was 3 years ago, but still, it seems a little too soon. Those like ports of the 3DS games? And then the little jet turbine star takes shape and you realize this is Kirby Air Ride. A new Kirby Air Ride is in the works. Not just Kirby Air Ride, Air Riders. But who would it be done by? Of course, the creator of the GOAT himself, Masahiro Sakurai. And dude, if you know anything about Masahiro Sakurai's previous directing, this was like the last Kirby game he directed before he left. You know, HAL Laboratories to do his own thing and form Sora. Like, having Sakurai back as a Kirby director, at least for this, it's going to be so awesome, dude. I don't think you all understand how hyped this direct is.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. Please take a look.
And then, our last big announcement. I was thinking, is this our 3D Mario? But no, it's 3D Donkey Kong? Using the movie design, or the movie adjacent design. And I'm going to be honest, while I think it's sort of cute, I do not like it that much. I'm going to be honest. It's the eyes, man. The eyes are too big. He looks like the Donkey Kong toy from the 1980s. Little creepy. I'm going to say it. I don't like how it looks, but regardless, I can look past that if the game's fun, which it will be. He's got overalls. So, here's DK. Going around, being a little monkey, silly man, blowing into the ground, busting into rocks. Yes, he's DK, Donkey Kong. So, golden banana. Now, see, that part actually looks pretty decent. Evil banana monkey, Donkey Kong Bonanza. July 17th, meaning that about one-ish month one-ish month in, a little over a month in, we will have a big 3D platformer to play on Nintendo Switch 2. Awesome. Love it.
Donkey Kong as you demolish your world. Finally, here are the Nintendo Switch 2.
Recap. June 5th?
2 launches on June 5th.
5日です。
Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Awesome. This will be the more limited bundle, as it says, limited time production through fall 2025 while supplies last.
For more details, please check the
And
official...
that is it. And honestly, I think that's all we need right now. You get your regular Switch, if you say want to just maybe focus on your Switch 1 library, or if you want to hop right into the action, get Mario Kart, the Mario Kart bundle. And I'm going to be honest, there's going to be some stuff I'm going to talk about later. I think if there's a certain version you want to get this. Because there's something with Mario Kart that I need to talk about.
Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
Which I have.
We've covered a lot.
Wait, Gene, able.
So, that Direct was hype. 10 out of 10, no notes. So, let's go from left to right. Nintendo Switch 2. Available June 5th. Learn how to buy. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Switch 2 MSRP. No, your eyes do not deceive you. That's a $450 price tag. Now, there could be many reasons as to why. One, maybe since the system is more powerful, Nintendo needs to recoup their costs. Or, which a lot of people are saying is the more likely option, I'm not going to name names, however, there have been, from a certain man, tariffs introduced. I'm not going to say who it is. You all know who I'm talking about. I'm keeping this strictly neutral. You know who it is. His tariffs have made things unique, to say the least. And then Mario Kart World Bundle, $500. I legitimately believe this is the most expensive a Nintendo console has ever been. I think the only other console that was close to this price was the Wii U Deluxe set, which was, I think, it was either $300 or $350. I think it was $350. I'm going to say it was $350, but I could be wrong. So $450 for this, or $499 for this. If you hold on to your Switch 1 for a while, that is okay. Do not feel the need that you need to buy it immediately. Future games, Mario Kart World. We'll load that in a new tab. The big guy is back. Games coming to Switch 2, we've seen. Ask the developer. So, Mario Kart World. What's the deal with Mario Kart World? 24 racers, non-stop transcontinental. Oh, 20 racers, check. Oh, this is how the knockout works. Okay, so it seems that, I actually haven't looked at any of this website yet. So it seems that it'll be subtracted by 4 every time, 24, 20, 16, then 12, then 8, then 4. And then one winner. Of course, costume changes, free roam, drive wherever you wish. Play together. They're still making these fuck-ass wheels. As to why, I don't know. Game chat. The price. $80. MSRP. I think that's for digital, and I think the physical is $90. I think. This might be the price for both. My God. If you thought 60 was pushing it, if you thought 70 was a bit too much, $80 is what a game cost back in like 1995. And that was 1995 money. Okay? $80 for Mario Kart. I get it's the system seller. I get it. I 100% get it. I do. It sells your consoles. But come on, man. What? A kid's going to go up to the mom and be like, Mommy, can I get the new Mario Kart? Well, sure, sweetie. How much does it cost? $80. And he's going to look at him in disbelief and be like, son, if we get you that Mario Kart, you will not be able to eat for 2 weeks. So, do you want Mario Kart or do you want food? I joke, but it's $80 MSRP. Ugh, that's why I said if you're thinking about a Switch bundle, get the Mario Kart one. Because otherwise, if you pay the $80, you're basically paying what you would get with this plus tax, maybe like a little bit more. So get the Mario Kart bundle. That will do you best. Speaking of purchases, let's go over to the how to buy section. Now, this is where I'll give Nintendo a bit of a plus. I have already made my registration for Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World Bundle. After all the stuff I'm buying for Switch 2, I'm going to be eating ice soup for like 4 months. So, sign in with your Nintendo account and register your interest in purchasing a Switch 2 system and select accessories from the store, the My Nintendo Store. We will keep in touch with an invitation email once it's your turn to shop. So if you hadn't made your selection yet, there will be 2 options. There'll be the normal bundle or the Mario Kart World Bundle. You click that, you hit register my interest. As it says here, your registration was sent on April 2nd. Eligible account holders receive an email when it's time to purchase. It said it somewhere. When will I be notified? Yep, here it is. It says the first batch of invitations will go out starting May 8th, with additional batches of invitation emails sent periodically until purchasing is open to everyone. Now, you may be wondering, wait a second. Don't pre-orders open April 9th if you're a student? Yes, they do. That is, however, is for your big box retailers, your Targets, your GameStops, your Best Buys, stuff like that. So, if you are unable to secure a pre-order at one of those stores, I would recommend you do this immediately. Hit your register to notify bundle, even if you do get a pre-order confirmation from somewhere like a Best Buy. Or, let's see if I can pull up bestbuy.com. See, here it is. Pre-orders begin April 9th, which is when pre-orders go live in these stores. Where are we? Okay. So, and it says here, May 8th. So, if you're unable to get a pre-order from somewhere like Best Buy is my personal place of choice, because I just go there for normal tech stuff anyway. If you're unable to get something from there, you'll get your email from here if you're eligible. We'll talk about eligibility in a second. If you get that from here, you'll be able to purchase it and go on your merry way. So, what are your eligibility to be able to do this? Of course, it says invitations are non-transferable, sent to the email associated with the Nintendo account that is purchasing. So you have to be at least 18 years old. The invitation is valid for 72 hours, first come, first served basis. For individuals who have purchased a Switch Online membership with a minimum of 12 months paid membership and a minimum of 50 hours total gameplay as of April 2nd, which if you've been playing Switch for even like a year, 2 years, if you've just been diligently playing, you should have that. You should be good to go, like I have. I have got at least the Nintendo Switch Online portion down, so I've been paying for it ever since it came out. I've been paying that shit for like 6 to 7 years at this point. Oh my god, it's been 7 years. So here's how you can buy directly from the My Nintendo store. So that's that. Let's talk about games. You can play Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, as well as Switch games on Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital games. Certain Switch games may not be supported fully compatible. Details will be shared at a later date. Stuff like Labo and Ring Fit Adventure. See, the game cards are the same shape, so one go in here and one go in here. It's like how, for the 3DS, how you could play DS games on it, because the 3DS cartridges were the same shape. They just had that little numbing, meaning you couldn't play it on the original DS. So, Nintendo Switch experience, if you're in any of these places, I'm not, sadly. You can experience Nintendo Switch 2. There's a first look trailer. Nintendo Switch 2 launches June 5th at $449. Includes the Switch console, 2 Joy-Cons, the grip, the straps, the dock, the HDMI cable, AC adapter, and AC charging cable, or USB-C charging cable. Just like with the regular Switch. It talks about Game Chat, a lot of stuff that was talked about in the Direct. This is just sort of like a press conference announcement for journalists. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Party Jamboree, Switch 2 edition upgrade packs, which are like $10 to $20. It talks about third-party stuff. So, Mario Kart World, $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza, $70. Actually, let's go to... Oh, whoops. No, I don't want Donkey Kong Bonanza. No, get out of there. Let's look at accessories. Because some of these prices, oh boy. Switch 2 Pro Controller, $80. I think the regular Switch Pro controller is like 70. It'll probably be compatible, so if you want to use yours, you can, which I probably will do. But you know, built-in Amiibo functionality, capture button, C button, GOGR, audio jack, 4-pole stereo, 3.5mm mini plug, only for use on Switch 2. Joy-Con controllers, if for some reason you need a second Joy-Con or second bit of Joy-Cons. $90 though, my god. Why? So expensive. Joy-Con 2 charging grip, there is no reason to buy this. There really isn't. Just buy a Pro controller. Joy-Con 2 strap, you don't need to buy multiples of these unless you really want another strap. Even those straps come in the box for Switch Joy-Cons. It says right here, along with this pair of straps. So, you know, other Switch 2 camera, $50. Dedicated USB-C made especially. Will this be optimized? Maybe. We'll just have to see when it comes out. Switch 2 dock set and Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector. I'm going to be honest. These two accessories are really the only ones you need. Switch 2 dock set. Say if you have like your Switch 2 set up in your game room, but you also have a TV in, say, your living room or your bedroom, and you want to play games at night on the big TV before you go to bed. You'd purchase one of these, which is great. I think it's, you know, a very reasonable purchase for $110. It's a little expensive, but it's a price I think many people will be willing to pay. So, you know, you can take it from your game room, put it in your bedroom at night, you know, play some Mario Party, then Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector. If you're taking your Switch on the go, get this or another, or just get a protector in general. Nintendo Switch 2 all in one case. If you like to, you know, if you're going on like a big vacation for like 2 months and like maybe you're visiting family or whatever, and you want to bring your Switch 2 to set up and maybe play with people, get this. This is cool. I had one of these for the original Switch. It holds everything you need. A spare AC adapter, micro SD express card. You know, these are all licensed products. Next, let's talk tech specs for Nintendo Switch 2. Size, 4.5 tall by 10.7 wide by 0.55 thick. Weight, 8.88 pounds. Awesome. 1920 by 1080. Perfect. HDR10. Variable refresh rate up to 120 Hertz. CPU, GPU. Conveniently, the one part they omitted. Custom processor made by NVIDIA. Storage, 256 gigs of universal flash storage. Of course, remember, you won't be getting to use all 256 because a portion is reserved for use by the system for stuff like OS and everything else. Communication, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth, wired LAN port in the dock. Video output via HDMI connector in TV mode, maximum of 3840 by 2160 4K, supports 120 FPS when 1080 or 1440p resolutions, supports HDR10, max 1920 by 1080 res when in tabletop and handheld mode following screen resolution. Audio output, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what a lot of this stuff means. Built-in mono-aural microphone, I think that means one channel, I don't know. Buttons, USB-C ports, audio jack, micro SD card, up to 2 terabytes. For your micro SD Express, operating environment, 41 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 28% humidity, 5220 milliamp hour battery. Battery life, 2 to 6.5 hours. Rough estimates, of course, depending on the game. Charging time, approximately 3 hours while in sleep mode. The dock, 4.5 by 7.9 by 2 inches thick. Height includes the 0.8 inches added by the feet on the bottom. Feet. Weight, approximately 0.84 pounds. 2 USB ports, awesome. Just, you know, general stuff for the Joy-Cons. A lot of this stuff you're used to. You know, you're all smart Nintendo consumers, I'd imagine. What do I think about the tech specs? I think they're pretty good. Definitely a bump in what Nintendo needed. Game chat, game share, parental controls, virtual game card. If you missed this last week, this is meant to make sharing stuff easier. Switch app accessibility, transferring from Switch. Do a system transfer. It'll transfer your save data, your shop purchases, all your stuff that you don't want to have to remember, like your eShop password, your Wi-Fi password. Easily transfer over settings. What can be transferred? Your profiles, digital games, save data, screenshots, videos, various settings, and parental controls. Continue to play compatible games. Paid upgrades for Switch 2 games. Let's look at that. Switch 2 edition. For example, the stuff for that, for Mario Party, which you can read here. I'll give you a second, or just pause. Awesome. Breath of the Wild, Kirby, A New Story, Starcross World, Pokemon. So, how do you purchase the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition? Shop Switch 2 Edition games at retailers that sell games at the official store or on the eShop. Physical version, Nintendo Switch 2 description on bottom of package. Digital version, make sure if you're purchasing digital, make sure it has that too. If you're asking grandma for Mario Party Jamboree, something I used to do when I was a kid, was that I would print out pictures of the things that I was requesting for like birthday or Christmas. I'd hand it to people and I'd say, if I want you to get me this, I would show them a picture of exactly what it is so that way they can have it and they can bring it to the store clerk and say, hey, I'm looking for this. So say grandma says, for Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 for Johnny? Hands them a picture of that, or hands them that, and it'll say, here you go, ma'am. So, already have the game on Nintendo Switch? You already have your game on Nintendo Switch. Get your upgrade pack that only includes upgrades and enhancements, which is your additional purchase. That will then transform it into the Switch 2 Edition. Go on the eShop, retailers, whatever. Switch Online Plus expansion packs. You get them at no extra cost. Did it say how much it cost? I think it's like 10 to 20 bucks, which that's steep. Yeah. Okay. Is that it? It might be it. System transfer. Let's see what we're talking about. System transfer, accessibility, game share, switch parental controls, games. But yeah, I believe that is everything. Games? Can we talk about games? Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Metroid Prime, Kirby Air Riders, Drag X Drive, Switch to Welcome Tour, Dusk Bloods, Jump in Anytime Anywhere, more good stuff on the way, Tamagotchi, Tomodachi Life, Story of Seasons, Kunitogami, Witchbrook, blah, blah, blah. Of course, remember, you can play your original Switch games, so if you're ever in a little bit of a drought and the first time you're like, man, there's not enough new stuff to play, don't worry, you will be, see, upgrade packs. Okay, GameCube. So, I know that was a lot of stuff to go over, but I hope you all found this entertaining, educational, and just fun. We're about to enter a wonderful new era of Nintendo gaming. It's going to be great. It's going to be a blast. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, whatever that be, which will hopefully be soon. All right, take it easy, gang.